Plaintiff Lisa Langerak says she's been driving trucks for the past couple of years, and she was hired to drive trucks for the defendant's company. Lisa claims she was suspicious of the defendant because he wanted to pay his employees in cash, and she's suing him today for unpaid wages. Defendant Joseph Wright says from the time he hired Lisa, he felt deceived by her because she presented herself as a female truck driver. But when he did a background check, Joseph discovered she was actually born a man. Joseph claims Lisa often disobeyed his rules by allowing her lover to ride in the truck with her, and he insists he paid her for her services.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I was a truck driver for a couple of years, and I was out of a job at the time, and a friend of mine recommended that we go to work for Joe. We did paperwork, and we were all set to go on a run, and when it come time to negotiate wages, he was changing what he had told us and wanted to pay less than what we were expecting. So my friend quit before she ever started. But there was a load that was already spoken for with the company that he had signed his truck on for. And I didn't want to stick him with being fined for the load, and the company that he had signed his truck for was going to get a bad reputation for not being able to take the load. So I took that load on a trial basis.
Were you to be paid for it?
Yes.
What was the agreement on payment for that?
The agreement was to pay me 26% of the load, the cost of the load.
All right. And when was this?
That was the last week of October of '07.
All right. Let me hear from him first, and then I'll get back to you. Sir, you tell me the background on this case and whether that was the agreement.
Yeah, Your Honor. The agreement was that I was going to hire her. I did hire her to haul loads for me in my trucking business. I have a small trucking company. Brought her on. There was some things right away in the beginning that just didn't add up with different things. She came in and presented herself as a female truck driver, which is no problem. I hired her for. Once I did a DOT check, which is a Department of Transportation check, came out that she was actually a male, which is not a problem because I hired her anyways, and she stayed on working for me.
So why are you mentioning it now if there's no problem?
Well, there was no problem. It's
why
just
are you mentioning it?
Well, the reason why, because there was a few things that just didn't add up. I mean, there was a few lies that were here and there.
So you think you were deceived?
A little bit, yeah.
All right.
A little bit.
You're in trucking, right? You should look under the hood and make sure you know what you're doing before you hire somebody. What happened thereafter, ma'am?
Well, I hauled the first load, and he paid me what I had coming. He paid in cash.
Okay.
Made me a little uneasy about, I didn't know, being paid in cash with no check stubs or nothing in writing. I didn't know if he was doing if his business was above board, cheating on taxes or what.
Well, as they say, paying you under the table.
Yeah.
Were you trying to pay her under the table?
No, Your Honor, I was W-9.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, I agreed after that load to try another load, and I took a second one.
Same agreement?
Same agreement.
When was this?
The following week. And when I returned, I turned in my papers, gave him receipts for my expenses.
So have you been paid everything?
I have not been paid anything.
How much were you to receive?
I was supposed to receive $832 for wages and $135.64, I think, in reimbursement for tolls and
expenses.
Expenses.
And you received nothing?
I received nothing.
Sir?
Well, Your Honor, also in the process of that, besides finding out that Lisa was a male and that whatever, there was a couple different things also. She wanted to have a passenger ride with her, and I told her I had to find out with the company I was hauling for if that was okay with it. I knew in my insurance it was not okay at first, and their insurance also was not okay.
To even have a passenger?
To have a passenger, because it's a DOT and have a passenger in a semi-truck going down the road, you know, some companies don't allow have passengers in a truck.
It sounds like that would be more desirable than not having one in case the driver nods off. I mean, you're driving
then you kill two
country.
people instead of one.
What's that?
Then you killed two people instead of one. That's kind of why.
You nudge him and say, wake up. Go ahead, sir.
So in the process that she decided to have her, I believe her partner or lover,
Good enough.
riding in the truck with her, and in the process that I was told that she could not, and I told her she could not, but still had one more time, that last time with the person in the truck. So
Wrong.
Okay.
So, and in my defense, in the aspect that also she was paid for the last one. The paid was 11/10/07, and one of my employees, I was out of town, and one of my employees met her at the trucking company and paid her, and I have a sworn statement.
That
Who
is
instructed
not
the employee to pay?
I did.
How much did you tell the employee to give?
$940 cash, and she has a statement here that she.
Let me see your statement. So why do you think she's suing you then?
I no idea.
Did you ask?
Never have talked to her since then.
Okay. Your witness want to speak? Sir? State your name.
Christopher Santana.
What do you want to tell me?
I've been working for Joe for about 3 years. You know, I was on the interview with him and everything like that, and I know he pays cash, W-9, and I've never, ever been late getting paid, everything like that. And every time he's out of town, he calls me up, say, hey, I'm gonna have this person come pay you. Is that fine? Yes. And she comes and pays it every time.
Ma'am, you have any evidence?
I can't prove that he didn't or did pay. I can't prove that he did or didn't pay the first time. But what he's telling you now is not true.
It's your obligation to prove by a preponderance of evidence or testimony that what you're saying is true and what he is saying is untrue, meaning you have the burden.
I can tell you that I tried to contact him multiple times, and
Man, why wouldn't he pay you this little $900? Is the company in good shape or not? How's your company doing?
It's struggling because of diesel fuel costs right now. I mean, freight's down and diesel fuel's up. But
This was in November. Were you struggling then so much so that you couldn't pay $900?
no, sir.
he's saying I met someone in the parking lot and got paid cash, and that is totally wrong. I even
Why did they have to meet her in the parking lot, sir?
That's where she met at that day at Sigma. What happened was that Sigma Trucking was a broker I hauled for. Office there, they gave Jody the check, and Jody went to the bank and cashed the check and gave her the cash for it right then and there.
He sounds convincing. He has a witness statement, and he has a witness. And you have nothing.
He hasn't got a witness saying that any money was transferred.
The witness
that's for
says
sure.
he testifies to his character regarding payments. He says he always pays everyone. He's never heard of him not paying anyone. He says he's always paid him. I mean, the only real question I would have as it relates to whether he's paid you or not is why would she come here to sue you for something that you don't owe her? And there's a couple of explanations for both of you. You would come here and not want to pay the $900 because your business is in bad shape, as you say. You would come here because he actually owes you that. But it also could be that you have your monies mixed up.
The address that he gave for his business, I went to that address to try to locate him, and the address was his mother in a retirement home.
Is that true?
Yes, I had my mail sent to.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
Because at the time I was going through a divorce, and I put my mail there instead of having it at my condo.
So I contacted his mother, and his mother was trying to help me get the money from him
How so?
by calling him
Does your
because
mother ever asked you
would
about her money?
Yes. She was there. This is what happened, Your Honor. She was there.
No,
Lisa
I know
was-
that's what happened. I'm convinced. Now, anytime your mother telling you owe this woman some
No,
money,
no,
I
no,
believe
see,
your mother.
no, see, my mother-
$968 to the plaintiff. I didn't know who to believe until she told me your mama was after you for the money. Have a good day.